Now, across Texas, the issue is...
I'm Greg Krugen in Houston.
I'm Rudy Koski in Austin.
And I'm Stephen Dial in Dallas. And this is Texas, the issue is.
Decision time for Texans of every political flavor, with the Super Tuesday primary now just hours away. Thus far, early voter turnout in the Lone Star State has been much stronger among Republicans, who are picking sides in a bitter civil war over school choice and relative degrees of conservatism moving forward. I sat down with highly regarded Rice political analyst Mark Jones to lay out the battlefield and the stakes in this highly consequential election. Why is Greg Abbott going after members of the Texas House?
Well, there were 21 Republican House members who voted against his school choice legislation. 16 of them are running for re-election, and he's going after 10 of them. And the goal is, I think, twofold. First, oust those individuals so that in 2025 he can pass school choice legislation, as well as send a message to Republican legislators across the board that if you mess with the bull, you get the horns, and that there are consequences to defying the governor.
Based upon what you know now, what do you see happening on March 5th with Greg Abbott's quest to push through school choice?
I mean, it's tough to tell. I mean, he certainly has spent all the money you need to spend. He has some good candidates he's supporting. I think if he can get 6 or 7 of them defeated, that will be good for him, both in terms of passing legislation in 2025 for school choice, as well as sending a signal to what happens to you if you mess with the governor. Acquitted
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton on what some have called a revenge tour.
But I would expect Paxton to overall not be effective if his goal is to oust all of those members or a large proportion who voted against them. Most of those incumbents are going to survive.
Let's talk about the one House race that's probably drawing the most attention. That is House Speaker Dade Phelan's attempt to retain his seat over in the Golden Triangle area. What's going on there, Mark?
So we've seen pretty much the entire Republican establishment, absent Greg Abbott, go in after Dade Phelan, and Phelan is left more or less on his own, with certainly the Austin lobby backing him, but I think that election is really going to hinge on whether Phelan's natural ties to his community and the capital he's built up with his constituents over the past few years can effectively withstand the onslaught of all of these national and state level forces, which are signaling very clearly to voters in his district to vote for David Covey.
Is that race too close to call, Mark?
I think right now the Phelan-Covey race is way too close to call. It's given a lot of power, more power than we've seen recently, to voters in one specific Texas House district to effectively determine the course of legislation in the Texas legislature, at least during the next cycle. Because if Phelan is reelected, then we're likely to see a more moderate voice in the legislative process, blocking some of the more conservative legislation. If Phelan's defeated, then it's quite possible that we see a much more conservative Republican take his place.
All right, Mark Jones, let's look at the Democratic side, where the key race appears to be the Democratic primary for United States Senate. We expected a closer battle than has emerged. How has Colin Allred built up this, potentially knockout blow on March 5th?
Well, Allred's run an outstanding campaign. He got into the race early and has been running hard ever since. He also has convinced national donors that he is their best chance of defeating Ted Cruz in November. And for national Democrats, the only Senate race where they're actually going to be able to go on the offensive this year in 2024 is in Texas. Really, I think Allred is going to win on March 5th. The only question is, does he win with 55, 60, 65, or 70% of the vote?
Okay, fellows, my word is vendetta, because that's what so many of these races in the primary are about. Stephen, what's your word?
Well, you took a good word, so I'll just say war.
Okay, Rudy, lay it on us.
Winnebago.
Ooh, interesting. Let's leave it there. Clearly, there's much to unpack prior to Tuesday, so stay with us. The Fox Texas Trio set to unload on the other side of this break.